Hey, here we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another lonely Friday night. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Hope everybody's doing great out there, huh? Hope everyone's doing spectacular. You're about to get even more spectacular. If it's true, if he's here, could he be? Let's find out right now as we go to the loneliest wall on the internet. And there he is. Hot Dog is here.
The rumors are true, but whose side is he on, Sam? Whose side is he on?
Remember when Bobby Heenan accidentally spoiled the NWO? He was like, whose side is he on? What? You weren't supposed to tip that off yet, Bobby.
Don't instill that into their thoughts. But I thought the defense of that was Bobby Heenan was always a Hulk Hogan hater. So
yeah,
he would naturally hate either way. So that kind of,
I think that's the truth. I think Bobby legit didn't know, and he was just trying to be the Bobby Heenan hater that he was. And then he was like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Wow.
I didn't know he was actually going to be a scumbag.
Here we are. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Welcome to this lonely Friday night. And we've got a lot to break down. We've got a lot to cover. As a matter of fact, excuse me for a moment, Hot Dog. It's really bothering me. I would like to focus your camera, okay?
Am I out of focus? I look good.
Well, not right now, but the camera on the wall was out of focus. And it was driving me crazy. I'll probably not go to that shot again, but
I mean, you're probably doing people a disservice by focusing in on it.
Yeah, no, I could tell. People were like, I will probably not even need to do this. But now that I've done it, look at that. Look at that. He's on the wall.
You can see the trash stash a lot clearer now.
It really is. It's a trashy stash. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you'd like to contribute to tonight's show, super chat in. Every super chat gets read here on Sam Roberts Now. It's an exciting time, Hot Dog. We have not yet discussed this, but I think it merits a discussion as we have followed this show quite a bit. Black Mirror is coming back.
Oh, yes.
Already, Black Mirror is coming back. The announcement, the teaser went out, and there was really more information in this Black Mirror teaser than is usual. Usually a Black Mirror teaser comes out, and it's like, could be a series, could be a movie, could be a cartoon. It could be out in 2 weeks. It could be out in 3 years. Like, you get nothing from it. It's just, hey, this brand exists still, and we can all just speculate. This one I felt like had far more information than I remember seeing in other Black Mirror teasers. So here's what we know. It's season 7. And apparently we're getting 6 episodes, which is a lot. I mean, season 5, what did it have, 3?
Yeah. The one with
that was Miley Cyrus. It was the Miley Cyrus one, the Uber one, and the story of Hot Dog, which were all 3 decent episodes. And then season 6, the last one, had 5 episodes.
Yeah. So
now we're going to season 7, a full 6 episodes. And we're getting it in 2025. We don't know when in 2025. This feels very GTA 5, except instead of making us wait 10 years, even in 2025, like the gap between season 5 and season 6 for Black Mirror was like 4 years or something like that. So the idea that
we got the movie in between, right?
Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
I feel like that was more of a look what we can do than it was like, you know, like when like back in the day when iMovie first came out, and like there'd be content out there that it's like, this content isn't worth looking at, but look at all these transitions, look at all these wipes, you know, look at all this titling.
You're saying it was a tech demo?
Kinda, you know, I don't sit there and revisit Bandersnatch that much, to tell you the truth. It was cool.
Well, we did it the first week.
We did.
I'm sure you exhausted your options.
100%. And I love the Easter eggs. Lots of, I'm a sucker for Easter eggs. Lots of great Easter eggs in there. But
you're a big Leo fan.
The biggest. Yeah, exactly. I'm falling off the chair from season 3. From season 2. That's one of the reasons why I like the last season of. I mean, you literally should have seen me when what's it called? Joan is Awful was on, and they go to the Netflix menu, or it was either in the Joan is Awful episode, or maybe it was both, and the Lock Henry episode, where they have
the Joan is Awful,
the Netflix menu, and all the Netflix shows on the menu are references to the show. I was like, literally off the couch. I looked like the meme, pointing to the screen, explaining to my wife what all the different shows were in reference to. And I mean, if somebody could lose consciousness with their eyes open, that's what happened to her. She could not have physically cared less. But I was excited. And I'm excited about this, man. I think it's gonna be, this is what we know. 6 episodes, and one of them is a sequel to this bad boy right here. One of them is a sequel to USS Callister, which is very exciting.
It's exciting, but I'm a little. Anytime I hear something like that, like them kind of expanding past what they normally do, I'm like, I don't, like Bandersnatch was like, okay, and then a direct sequel to something that wasn't supposed to be a whole thing, and now I feel like you're just picking out a popular episode, and like some executive was like, oh, what do we just continue it on?
I mean, of all shows, you think Black Mirror is doing this? It's literally one guy who's done every episode and just gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but there's always executives and all that stuff that.
You think an executive pushed Charlie Brooker into making a sequel to USS Callister? Except he didn't mind at all. Like the weirdness that dude has done with this show. You think if executives were pushing, what are they going to threaten him with? I don't know. We're not going to give you the next. You really think you're going to find a home for season 7 of Black Mirror? Ha! Good luck with that. We're going to need a sequel
to HBO Max.
Yeah. I mean, what? They go like, yeah. How about all the streaming services would accept this?
That's just my initial thought.
Can you imagine if that's no? Because can you imagine if that story broke? Netflix lost the deal for Black Mirror because the executive said, either give us a sequel to USS Callister or you're fired.
Why is it got to be an extreme? I'm not saying they threatened him or like, oh, you got to leave the platform. Just like someone probably was like, hey, you know how popular that episode was? Like, what if we just do another one of that?
And what? Charlie Brooker has literally given us 6 seasons of genius based around the way technology and those who run technology, hang on, we'll talk, misleads us. And you think that after everything this guy has told us through episodes of Black Mirror, he's susceptible enough at this point when he's already made to go into an executive meeting and be finagled, hoodwinked, bamboozled,
led astray.
You think that?
I just want to make a point that not all of it has been genius.
Look, I said 6 seasons of genius, meaning you can at least 5 seasons of genius. I don't know if the 3-episode season was a genius season.
3-episode was the hot dog video game one, right?
Yeah.
That was genius. I mean, what other episodes gets referenced constantly? It's usually that one or.
But we literally did an episode where we ranked all there's so many episodes to get referenced all the time. I mean,
the video game one might be up there.
No, I mean, I guess that's right. I guess
and season 6 with that whole stupid fucking werewolf shit.
You're mad about that still.
Yeah.
You think Charlie Brooker, you actually lost faith in Charlie Brooker because of the werewolf episode? That's what it is. You think this guy's a dummy who's going to get finagled into putting out an episode that he doesn't want to put out because you didn't like the werewolf.
Right, because it's like, why would you even...
You think an executive is responsible for the
dip?
You think an executive... No, I would say, okay, all right, Mr. Dip, you're a dip, because I would say that season 6 was like the return to greatness.
Season 6 I did enjoy, but that was the worst episode, I feel like, of the entire franchise.
The werewolf episode? Just because a guy wants to have a little fun with werewolves? This guy, he's sowing his wild oats. He's experimenting. He's getting out there. He's saying, how far can we expand? You know what probably happened? He probably said, I've always wanted to make a werewolf movie. Like, this is what people, they go, well, what's he saying? What's the message behind this? Okay, not everything needs to have this, like, big message. Sometimes a guy puts out so much genius content that he is allowed to go, I've always wanted to make a werewolf movie. Here's my werewolf.
Make a werewolf movie. That's not Black Mirror. Black Mirror is all about the messaging.
He made a werewolf movie, dude. He put a little mess. He said, oh, paparazzi's bad. Anyway, here's my werewolf movie.
No, it's bullshit.
All right, whatever. Paparazzi's no good. Whatever. The paparazzi in 2003 was bad. Here's a werewolf movie, okay?
Well, I'm just saying it's a little.
And
I'm sure.
There's room here. Here's the description, Mr. I'm so worried that he's gonna ruin his own thing.
I worry.
I would worry if it was. We'll talk about that later on. There's a lot to talk about with sequels, but I would worry if it was somebody else. If it was another person, like if Netflix owned Black Mirror, and they went, okay, we're going to give it to this guy now, and this guy wants to do a sequel to USS Callister, then fine. But if it's like the guy, Charlie Brooker is just going to Netflix and going like, yeah, I'm going to do a sequel to this. And they're like, all right, whatever you say, Charlie. You don't think he's got like full creative control?
Yeah, but people like geniuses mess. I hate using the word genius for like,
Why?
Oh, I feel like people would just use that all willy-nilly. He's a very good writer and all that stuff. I don't know about genius, but
what would he have to do to be a genius? What would he have to do to qualify? Who's a genius?
I feel like we just don't. I feel like
all right. So who is a genius then? If not Charlie Brooker, who's a genius?
Whatever rocket scientist that I don't know that's out there fucking working for NASA.
Well, if he was a genius, wouldn't he get his name out there a little bit?
Sure. I don't know.
So
Maybe that he doesn't care about that. It's just like whatever. I don't like using the word genius anymore.
When did you stop?
Like, I feel like after the whole Kanye thing. Just
okay,
like,
all right. Okay, I knew it was something. All right, I'm with it. I think that's legitimate. He tricked you. Kanye tricked you into thinking he was a genius, and you go, "Oh, wait, no, he was just really good at that thing."
Right.
And he led us astray. So you're saying that, right?
Let's slow down.
Okay, because you're saying we don't know Charlie Brooker like that.
Right.
But. Right,
like,
and then Stephen Hawking has you running around going, "Oh, this guy's a genius. That guy's a genius," and it's like the guy from Epstein, and you're like, "I didn't know." Okay, all right. So you're saying that we throw genius around, but we haven't painted the full picture of the man, and you could be led astray.
Let's wait until people die before we call them geniuses.
All right, so we can look at the full picture.
Well, when did Stephen Hawking die?
That's paper. I mean, but that's kind of, yeah, no, you're right. They made a whole movie about him and everything, and then as it turns out, you got to at least wait until the dust settles, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you could be a genius creep either way. But point is, I feel like the stories that are like...
Here's another one. This guy, Dan Snyder, genius?
No.
Okay, go on.
But stories that like, especially like this, like an hour long and are perfectly wrapped up. There's not even like a remote hint that there might be a sequel, unlike horror movies or whatever that keep going on and on. Just leave it as it is. I felt the same way over what's that Korean movie that everyone was talking about?
The series,
the Korean TV show,
Squid Game.
Why are you coming out with season 2?
No, because you were a hater. You're a hater.
It was perfectly tied up.
You didn't say it was perfectly tied up. When it came out, you said it was all right. That's what you said. I recall you saying that it was all right.
Yes, I did.
Because you're a hater, dude. You are a hater.
Tied up. Something shitty, something I could be perfectly tied up. Doesn't mean that it's any better. But as soon as there was like an immediate announcement of season 2, I was like, why? This is perfectly tied up. That's how I feel about this. Just do something different.
He's literally giving you 6 episodes. One of them is this. You're a hater.
He could be giving us 6 originals.
One of them be a werewolf, and you'd be hating about that. He gave you 5 originals. You were hating on one of them and said he might not be a genius because of Kanye, because I didn't like the werewolf movie. You're comparing this guy to Kanye because you didn't like the werewolf movie.
I said he's not a genius.
You said he's
a very, very good writer. He's a master of what he does.
Logan Paul, genius?
He's a genius marker.
So you would throw genius around for Logan Paul. Okay, all right. Well, maybe he is. Okay, well, let me read you. Have you read the description of the sequel?
No.
Okay, all right. Maybe I'll change your mind. USS Callister will return. Robert Daly, Jesse Plemons, is dead, but for the crew of the USS Callister, their problems are just beginning. So it's like, what happens to the little, because the idea of this episode was that he steals bits of DNA off of cups and whatever, stuff around the office. And then he farms that DNA, turns it into the little tiny versions of the humans who he got the DNA from. And those humans go into the game. Now, of course, the human on the outside world remains unaffected. But the idea is that the character in the game, because it comes from an actual person's DNA, actually feels as though they are a living, breathing person. It was like the Christmas episode. Remember the Christmas episode where they like go into the guy's brain and make him feel like he's trapped in this cabin for like 100 million years. And the thing is that on the outside, you remain unaffected by it. But on the inside of that thing, that thing that is just the essence of something is actually feeling as though they're this tortured person.
It's like their life branched out into two.
Right,
and
exactly.
It's like the regular one, and now there's this one that's happening here.
But they're disconnected. So do we have empathy and sympathy for the branched out? I don't know. That's where the conversation comes in. So what happened to all those little DNA particles that were stuck in that game, Hot Dog? Mr. Tied It Up Perfectly. What happened to them? I mean, they literally ended the episode, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But that episode literally ended up with those DNA particle people in a spaceship going forward into whatever was out there, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I told you that they're doing an episode where they go forward into whatever else is out there, which is where we left off, you're sitting there going, he's retconning?
No, just the idea was that they were doomed into this infinite, dusk of, whatever, and they just floated in space forever and ever, and then whatever. And that's it. I don't know. Don't pressure me, bro.
No, you're right. You're right.
Now I gotta fill in the blanks.
I'm not lying. Your snap into hatred is not going to be justified.
Now you're asking me, what happened to them? I don't fucking know, man. I'm not the writer.
Yeah, you know who is the writer? This genius guy named Charlie Brooker.
I didn't know I was gonna get tested on this.
I mean, now that the games though are all like interconnected, you don't think it could be interesting that they go into the server space and find other people that have been terrible inside the game? Couldn't it be a commentary on how like the anonymity of the internet can bring out the worst in people?
I mean, that's a possibility. It's entirely possible.
You're on the wrong show. So what I mean, you seem unenthused about this season mainly because of the
No. I heard the news and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then
but then you moved on. You moved on though.
No. And then I heard about the sequel thing and I was like, well, all right, we'll see how that goes. What's the word? Trepidatious.
You're trepidatious. How much does a guy have to do for you to have faith? Like, how much does somebody have to do for you to be optimistic? The amount of quality that this guy has pumped out for you to sit there and go, we'll see, is so unreasonable.
He can't miss. He can't miss.
I'm not saying he can't.
No, I'm saying that's what it is. For me to be 100% on board with everything you do, you cannot miss once.
And you're saying, when was the last time he missed?
Last season.
Which episode?
The wolf bullshit. So there was another episode in there too that I wasn't in love with.
Okay,
I might have to look it up.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it. I wrote them down. I think this was season 6. It was 5 episodes, which I was reflecting upon, and I may rewatch. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3 was Beyond the Sea. That was the spaceship episode where
Loved it.
I mean, I don't think what was that? Matt Damon and Josh Hartnett? Is that right? Was that Matt Damon?
Pinkman.
Or no, that was
no, it was Jesse
Plemons, not Jesse Pinkman.
It was Jesse Pinkman.
Oh, it was Aaron
Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah, don't you know?
His name's not Jesse Pinkman.
He's Jesse Pinkman. Come on.
You know what I'm saying. That's right. It was Aaron Paul, but it was Matt Damon, right? Or Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett
Damon was not.
Josh Hartnett was. Has Matt Damon ever done a Black Mirror?
No.
They should get Matt Damon. Oh, you know who did? Fat Damon. That's what I'm thinking of. Of course. Yeah, that's right. It was Jesse Plemons. I mean, Jesse Pinkman and Josh Hartnett. And they were up in space. Except Josh Hartnett was the scumbag in that one, right?
Yes. What happened to him again?
His whole
his family. His
family got murdered by Rory Culkin, Charlie Manson guy.
Right.
Yes. So that was by far the best. I mean, that's in like the top 10 conversation of all Black Mirror episodes ever. That one ruled.
That's top 3. Definitely top 5, top 3 maybe for me.
You're thinking top 3 ever?
Yeah, at top of my head, that one, Black Museum.
Black Museum's good. Black Museum's top 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
I liked it a lot.
It was good. It was good. And you like the werewolf one, right?
Bottom? Bottom 3?
Okay.
I'll pick that one.
I thought episode 2 was really good. Loch Ness. That was the documentary. We're making a documentary episode.
I like that one a lot.
Right. And that one wasn't like, I guess it was some commentary in there. It was more like really creepy, but I guess there was some commentary over the dehumanization that goes along with making the documentaries. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How did we feel about episode 5, Demon 79? This was a real throwback. Again, this is somebody I feel like he wanted to make like a British, a 1970s British horror movie. And so for me, because I'm a kind of a genre guy, I liked it. I loved it.
It was forgettable. I know what the vibe was.
You know what the thing is with you? You're basic.
I'm basic?
I know.
You're just going off of like the vibes here. I thought the genre things, yeah, you could experiment, but the actual plot of it was forgettable.
I think you're basic. I think that if it's not straight up, okay, here's the problem, here's the technology, here's where we think it's the solution, and then it comes back to haunt us. If it's not cookie cutter, this is it, this is what I'm expecting, you go, I don't like it. It's forgettable.
But Demon 79 was even more forgettable. You're getting at me because I'm like, oh, it needs some messaging, it needs all this and that. But like, what is not basic about Demon 79?
Demon 79 is not basic at all. If you're like, hey, I make this series, I'm just gonna make a 1970s British horror movie. That's basic.
Not what I am here for. Stick to the script,
which is by definition basic. What you just described is what basic is.
No. What you're describing is me coming in for vanilla and getting chocolate instead. Vanilla is not basic. Vanilla is a flavor.
I mean, isn't vanilla like? Didn't you used to say vanilla instead of basic? He's just kind of vanilla.
Okay. So change it real quick. I came in for chocolate and you're giving me raspberry.
Right. It'd be like, yeah, I've been making ice cream for a long time. I wanted to experiment with some flavors. And you're like, nah, homie, we do vanilla here. Yeah. Okay. So I think you're agreeing with me by mistake. Then it was episode 1. Joan is awful. I like Joan is awful. A little cutesy, but I think it was, again, intentionally cutesy.
I thought it was a good dipping your toes back into the franchise. Like, here's the first episode, nothing too crazy, nothing too dark.
Yeah, we're just going
to
lure you in. And then, look, was it my least favorite of the 5 of season 6? Yes, it was my least favorite of the 5. Do I have a grudge against it? No. I'm talking about Maisie Day, the werewolf movie.
Whack, bro. That was basic. You want to talk about basic?
How is that basic, dude? To go like I'm just.
It was a cookie cutter. Okay, if I said
a cookie cutter, what?
instead of-
A cookie cutter, what? That's not even what the show is. That's why you didn't like it, because it was not of the cookie cutter. It was a werewolf movie.
You're just saying you're trying to give it credit because it was different. If I decided to
That's the opposite of cookie cutter.
Okay, and then all right, so you're gonna praise me if I showed up. If you're like, hot dog, I need you for this shoot, and I showed up with a banana instead of a camera, I'd be like, well, I just want to change things up. I want to do things different.
Because hot dog, you're not the creative genius behind Notsam. If I came to you and I said, hot dog, I'm going to do this interview, but I'm going to talk into a banana instead of a microphone. Your job is to be like, genius, boss. I'm going to film it. Good for you. Talk into that banana, dude. You know what you're doing.
You're just giving it points for being something that's different, but it's like, it's not really different because it's been done a billion times. It just hasn't been done by him.
What was the last werewolf movie you watched?
It was probably like in Freeform.
You watched Freeform?
When I was like, when I was a kid. I know what was it called before? It was Freeform. It was ABC Family.
ABC Family.
That was some episode you would have seen in ABC Family.
You thought it was like Goosebumps?
It was like that level. And you're just praising it because it was different from the show. I'm here for good stuff in general. That was whack.
You like that video game episode?
Yeah, that was cool. It's not my lifestyle, but I liked it.
No, I know that. I know that. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was better? Okay, see, B-Herb says it. Michael Jackson's Thriller. What did you think of Michael Jackson's Thriller? The video.
The shit was fire.
You know why?
Because it was done in 1980 something, and it was a music video that hasn't been seen before like that.
It was a werewolf movie.
And it was a bop? No.
But by the way, there have been many werewolf movies before the music video for Thriller. For instance, literally the movie The Werewolf. It's one of the Universal monsters.
Yeah, it is, but I'm saying in the music video, and it was a bop. Now, if Maisie Day was a bop, like an hour-long bop, I would have been on board with it. I was like, yo, this shit is dope. And I didn't know Charlie Booker was a music producer.
Maybe he is a genius. That's what you would have said.
Yeah.
Might have been onto something. All right. Well, if you're hating, all right. Well, okay. How about this hot dog? Did we see the teaser? This has got me excited. If you want to steal this from me too. Did we see the teaser for the film Beetlejuice, one of the great names for a sequel? Beetlejuice. Why are you making that face?
I have zero interest in that.
Come on. Why?
Zero, I don't even know where, like, is Beetlejuice just a movie? Does it originate from a book? I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about Beetlejuice except for like the Beetlejuice.
It's a 1988 movie starring Michael Keaton.
So it's not based on anything else. It's just based on that.
It's one of the genius Tim Burton movies. Oh, I forgot you don't like that word.
Yeah. It just does nothing for me. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, okay, all right, that's good for the old people, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you about it.
Oh.
How dare you? You're gonna make me clutch my pearls. No, it came out in like 1988. But it has had a long life since then. In the early 90s, it was so popular that it had its own cartoon series. It starred Catherine O'Hara's back. Winona Ryder's back. Michael Keaton is back as Beetlejuice. It's an uproarious afterlife horror comedy.
What does that mean?
What? Which part?
Uproarious.
So the idea is that, like, his family is Alec Baldwin's in the original.
That's cool. He's gonna kill it.
That was unnecessary. So the idea is that the house is like haunted, right? And there's this there's in the attic, there's this model of the town, like an architecture model, like Zoolander. And there's like a spirit who lives in it. His name's Beetlejuice, and he travels between the world of the undead and the world of the alive. And if you say his name 3 times, he comes to life, and he'll make you think that he's going to help you. And he'll put you in a situation where you've got no choice but to say his name 3 times because he's desperately trying to get out of this model. But what he was doing in the original was it was all a trick so he could marry Winona Ryder. And then that way he would never have to go back. And so they had to stop him from doing that by saying his name 3 times again, getting him back into the model. But once he's out, he can use all his powers to get you to stop saying his name. And it's uproarious. And he's a smart aleck. He's a smart aleck.
Oh, yeah. So you said it's a horror?
No, it's an uproarious horror-themed comedy.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
He even said the juice is loose. I was like, OJ jokes, still funny. Still good. Still make me laugh. This is what they said. After an unexpected family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River, still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life. That's Winona Ryder, Lydia. By the way, I'm very much here for the renaissance of Winona Ryder. Lydia's life is turned upside down when her rebellious teenage daughter, Astrid, discovers the mysterious model of the town in the attic, and the portal to the afterlife is accidentally opened. With trouble brewing in both realms, it's only a matter of time until somebody says Beetlejuice's name 3 times, and the mischievous demon returns to unleash his very own brand of mayhem. Now, I've got to tell you, Beetlejuice is one of the few characters that, like, kind of old and weathered, because, this was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Michael Keaton was a young man when he played Beetlejuice. Now, he's kind of grizzled, and I feel like it actually adds to the mystique of Beetlejuice. All right, Hot Dog, I got one more attempt to sell you on this. Because I was wondering, what has left me so optimistic about this movie? Like, why do I look at this? Because like you said, you love USS Callister. They're going to do a sequel to it. Oh, no, what if they ruin it? You don't want them to ruin it. What makes me think that they're not going to ruin this Beetlejuice, right? Because I'm obviously optimistic, right? Did you see this part of the trailer?
Oh, I got to zoom in on your screen. Oh, okay, they got Homegirl.
Look, first of all, I don't know if you got your friends watching tonight and you're trying to use like cool hip lingo, but it's got to stop.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they got Homegirl. It's got to stop. This is not an episode of the show Martin from 1995.
I forgot her name, so
that's the queen, Jenna Ortega.
There we go.
Jenna Ortega. She is the new Winona Ryder. I guess she's either Winona Ryder's daughter or something or other. She's related to her, but she is the new person to awaken Beetlejuice. She's the next generation to awaken Beetlejuice here, Hot Dog. If anybody can bring back a franchise, Jenna Ortega has proven it. This is her whole thing. Like, if you've got a franchise you want to bring back, plug Jenna Ortega in and boom, we're off to the races. What do we do with the Addams Family? There you go. What do we do with Scream? There you go. What are we doing with Beetlejuice? There you go. And we haven't missed yet.
All right, so she's in it. I mean, that's a plus. We got some other old farts in there that I don't really.
Okay, are you going through something, Hot Dog?
What?
Because your thing of like, man, I'm too young for this. No one's buying it. No one is buying it. It comes across, I think, the opposite of the way you think it does.
Who is Winona Ryder?
Yeah. I think that that midlife crisis is starting to kick in, and you think that by pretending that things are too old for you, people are going to think that you're younger than you are. But because everybody sees through it, it actually ages you to the point where you're like, people are like, oh man, he's uncomfortable being in his mid 30s.
I'm agreeing with you. You insert, as the comments say, insert cute Latina girl, and you're off to the races. This is good. I might check out the trailer for this.
It was just a teaser. You could have done that already. Everybody loved it.
Everybody.
It's gotten, the fact that, and here's the problem, Hot Dog. Here's the point of life that you're hitting. You're in your quest to not be involved with things that are too old for you.
Yeah.
And you're drifting into out of touch.
But it is too old for me. I mean,
No. You're drifting into out of touch. I mean, this thing got a huge response. And you never even heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, it came out in 1988. I mean, I haven't.
This teaser came out this week. Jenna Ortega's in it.
I just don't have an emotional attachment to it.
You didn't even watch the teaser. You didn't even know about it.
I'm not even hating on it.
Bro,
I'm not even hating on it.
You didn't even know Jenna Ortega was in it.
Right, because I scrolled right past it because I was like, Beetlejuice, not for me. I'm
too young and hip.
Yes.
All right. Maybe. Well, how are we feeling? Are we optimistic then about the direction Scream has gone in? Because as I said, Jenna Ortega is, to me, the linchpin that is making it. The fact that they got the original cast back for Beetlejuice and are adding in Jenna Ortega is making me go, okay, I think we're on to something here. I think this can be good. And I'm realizing the reason that I think that was because I learned from history. Because that's how I felt after watching Scream 5. So this franchise, to bring you up to date, of course, we all know by now, Scream is it may be my favorite horror franchise of them all. I was thinking just in terms of hits to misses, it's hard to argue with Scream. Like every horror franchise, and we've gone over all of them, haven't we, Hot Dog?
Mm.
All of them have like points where even I'm telling you, no. This one is ridiculous. This one is dumb. This one doesn't make any sense. Scream never hits the wall. It dips, but it never hits the bottom of the pool. You know what I'm saying? And you know, no, you just, what are you thinking?
No, because I don't want to be a hater. You know, I feel like I've been hating already. And you're going to take this as hate because it's your favorite franchise.
I would never. Go ahead.
I feel like I lost out on watching the original Scream, which like I've watched it before, but like kind of in the background, right? Wasn't until like
every good movie should be watched.
No, like it was like on TBS while I was like playing video games or something, and I was like kind of half paying attention to it. So
okay.
a couple months ago,
sure.
I watched Scream 1 100%. Let me sit down and watch this for the first time because Sam has been raving about it. And a little late. You're giving me that face. I am not going to hate on it. I am not going to hate on it. Oh my God. I think I lost out on Scream because I watched it 20-something years too late. Did you get that? Did you hear that?
I heard all of it. It was so annoying. Scream completely holds up. And not only does it hold up, but I've given you, Hot Dog. I've given you the greatest gift of all, an education. I've given I've given you an education as to why to appreciate it. What are you saying? This is disgusting. This is what you're doing. Hey, bro, they're going into some store that sounds like VHSs. What even is a VHS, bro?
I have VHS. I'm not pretending to be that young, but I'm not hating on it. What I'm saying is I understood the background you gave me, how this was kind of revolutionary and like they were doing things that horror movies weren't doing before. All that is great, and I respect it.
What could possibly be wrong with the movie Scream? It's literally perfect. It's literally a top 10 film ever made. How do you like that? Top 10 film ever made. To make the list of the AFI top 10 films ever made, to not put Scream on that list is insanity.
You sound ridiculous. Right?
No, you sound ridiculous.
All I'm saying is me watching it, I was trying my best to love it and find the and
what do you like? What do you like to watch? What's like a great movie?
Okay, wait. Before you start attacking my can I tell?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting upset. I'm getting hostile. I'm getting hostile, and I'm getting aggressive, and I apologize.
What I'm saying
is, they're calling you a contrarian. People are really
no.
This is gonna go down. This is I promise you, this is gonna go down as one of the all-time Hot Dog Sucks episodes of Sam Roberts Now.
I'm not trying to hate on Scream.
I apologize. I apologize.
Respect it for what it is. And
for what it is. It's cute.
Yes.
Sorry.
If I watched it in 1999, I would have been like, oh my God.
Why would you watch it 3 years after it came out?
Oh, 1996?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even worse, bro.
Yeah. But watching it now, after watching so many movies that have like kind of followed it and kind of copied it a little bit, and
I don't know. It seems just like Scary Movie to me.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It kind of ruined it for me.
It's a parody. It's a parody.
I know. But the fact that I've already seen it somewhere else doesn't hit the same when I watch the original.
You are as basic a bitch as I've ever met. That's the problem.
You get me. It's like the original slasher was what? What was the original slasher? The black and white. The woman in the
Psycho?
back. In the back. Psycho.
Yeah.
If you just show that to a 20-year-old kid without the pretext of like, this is the origin.
If the 20-year-old kid's brain is not as smooth as silk, like some of the people that I talk to, then he'd probably be able to appreciate, this is what all those things are referencing.
I did. I appreciate it. I said that.
No,
I said
you didn't.
3 times already. I said I appreciate
it. You said it missed me. Like, are we going to get a hot dog on this one?
I said I appreciate it for what it was. It's just not. It didn't hit me the way it should have hit me, because I've seen so many of its genre years after it came out.
Bro, they're calling you a Chad.
What is that? Chads are cool. Giga Chads. Hell yeah.
You guys don't even know.
They get me. I feel like
you sound like the type of guy who would get his movie opinions from Logan Paul's tweets.
No, I mean, let me see what he thinks about that too. Like, I'll ask him.
I bet he would think it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hate. It's just and by the way, my favorite genre is James Bond. So like, yeah. If I showed you James Bond now, I'm sure like the spy genre was revolutionized by James Bond, but if you saw it now and that was your first interaction with the spy genre, you'd be like, this is like Mission Impossible, or like, and then I would be you don't understand
because I'm not stupid.
No, but you would say this.
I wouldn't go like, this movie from the 1960s is just like Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible. So, I mean,
I've shown people Goldfinger, and that's a classic from 1964.
Yeah, but there is part like some people are just like, but James Bond is dumb.
No, no, it was not.
Nobody thinks that.
That's not what they're saying, though. What they're saying is like, this movie was slow, or this wasn't whatever. And I go, okay, all right, I get it.
There are people in the chat saying James Bond is nothing like Mission Impossible. I mean, Mission Impossible isn't.
It's faster. Mission Impossible is way faster and action packed and all that stuff. Yes, it's 30 years later. Yeah, but like movies back then were slow. 1960. If Mission Impossible was made in 1960. It would have been as slow as James Bond. That's not my point.
Mission Impossible is literally a series from the 1960s.
Is it a book or a movie? Or what is it?
It's a television show.
That's different.
All right. So to catch you up on the drama behind Scream 7. So you remember we talked about this a little bit before. Like Scream 5 came out after years and years departure from Scream 4. And it was like they did such an excellent job of bringing a new and interesting cast into the town of Woodsboro and cashing in on the cast members from the previous franchise, but using that to kind of push the new guys ahead, to use wrestling terms. You know what I'm saying? To like, using the legends to get this new cast over. And to me, it worked. I believe that it was the creative duo Radio Silence that did the film Ready or Not and a couple of other things that were behind Scream 5. The same duo was behind Scream 6, but Scream 6 is where problems start to pick up. Because while Scream 6 was in production, Neve Campbell, who, of course, is the star of all of the Scream movies, Sidney Prescott.
Makes me hungry just hearing about that.
What does?
The name?
Neve Campbell?
Campbell's.
Soup? That's a soup joke?
Yeah.
Okay. You like soup? Like that? You okay?
No, go ahead.
I mean, soup's good. It's cold outside today. I get it. So, so Neve Campbell, who's been in all, from the soup, who's been in all the Scream movies, she says, I will not be returning for Scream 6. And it turns out it's because she didn't get that bag. They didn't give her the money. They wouldn't pay her for it. And then these stories start to come out that the production house, not the creative force, but the production house behind Scream 6, Scream 5, Scream 6 going forward, didn't like spending money. We're trying to look for ways to save money and increase the bottom line, which I guess is the job when we're trying to make money. So they go and they do Scream 6 without Neve Campbell, and they actually do a pretty good job, right? Because they already killed Officer Dewey in Scream 5. They bring back Gale Weathers, but she's the only one of the OG cast. And then they also bring back one of the members of Scream 4 to kind of, still say this is all connected. The universe is still here. It's also exciting. So they're able to pull it off. And I think they do a pretty good job. It's not perfect. It's definitely not the best Scream. It's probably second worst. Scream 3 is still the worst Scream. But still, like I said, Screams haven't really been, there's no horrible Scream movies. So still not bad. Except then the controversy really starts to kick in. They announce that Scream 7 is getting made. First thing they do is Melissa Barrera, who's the actress who has been like the new final girl in the last two Scream movies. The star of the last two Scream movies. She is directly related to Billy Loomis, the killer from the original. She's his illegitimate daughter. There's this whole thing, right? And to me, one of the reasons that I could justify Scream 6 and go, yeah, that wasn't that bad, was that it felt like, okay, this is going to get us to the next thing, right? This is going to get us to the next place that we're going.
A bridge, if you will. And sometimes a roller coaster, it's got to go down before it goes up.
Yes. And again, not too far, but a bridge into, like, I started fantasy booking immediately, right? After Scream 6, I was like, okay, here's what you do. Because you see, the thing that makes the Melissa Barrera character interesting is that because she's Billy Loomis's illegitimate daughter, while she is the hero, she does have this weird, murderous serial killer rage. So when she's killing, she only kills the bad guy, but when she is killing the bad guy, she's enjoying it a little too much. And you realize that Loomis DNA is in her, because who's the killer in the second Scream? Billy Loomis's mom. So the Loomises kill. This is what they do. And so to me, I'm fantasy booking where at the end of Scream 6, I'm like, okay, maybe you got one more. I think in Scream 7, you got to transition it so that the Melissa Barrera character, the Loomis character, becomes Ghostface. And then starting maybe with by the end of Scream 7, she is Ghostface. And by Scream 8, we're now telling the story from Ghostface's perspective, and she is the killer, but we're telling the horror movie from the killer's perspective. So since we're from the killer's perspective, the killer's a babyface. Because technically the killer in Scream always has a motive. And if you look at it from their point of view, they'd be a babyface. So I'm going, okay, by Scream 8, you can make Ghostface a babyface and you'll be off to the races. This is going to be great. Except she got fired. And they said she got fired for social media comments, as the war in Israel was starting. She was making comments on it. They said she got fired for that. Then right after that, Jenna Ortega, who plays her sister in the movie, which, as we said, Jenna Ortega is the key to making these movies work, announces that she is leaving the movie. And there was all this speculation on both, right? Jenna Ortega, they said they fired Melissa Barrera because of the social media comments. Jenna Ortega said that she left the movie because of production delays. They said the movie was production delayed because of everything that was going on, and it made it so that with the filming of Wednesday, she wasn't going to be able to do both. So she's going to go and do the second season of Wednesday.
Very odd timing now on that.
I don't believe either of them. I think that they realized they could save some money by getting rid of Melissa Barrera because Jenna Ortega is more famous. So they're just going to keep Jenna Ortega at her salary, get rid of Melissa Barrera, blame it on the social media comments. But then Jenna Ortega says, fuck me, fuck you. And she goes out of here and blames it on the Wednesday Addams thing. So now they're screwed, right? Because both of their main characters are gone. The two top baby faces are out of this thing. So it's like we don't have Because the thing about Scream is that it's a different ghost face in every Scream. So like with Friday the 13th, with Nightmare on Elm Street, with Halloween, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with every other horror franchise, as long as you got that villain, you're fine. It doesn't matter because you're paying the ticket to see Freddy. You're paying the ticket to see Jason. You need the good guy, the baby face, to be the same in all these movies because otherwise, who cares who Ghostface is? You know what I'm saying?
You need to be attached.
Yeah, so that's who you're attached to is the baby face instead of the heel that you are in all these other movies. So then they lose these 2 stars, and Christopher Landon, who directed the movie, the Happy Death Day movies and a couple other things, he had signed on to be the director of Scream 7. He said this was a dream come true because the Radio Silence guys were stepping away just to be executive producers, which is regular. That wasn't controversial. It was just like, what are we going to direct these movies forever? So this guy's stepping in. He says, this is a dream come true. I can't wait to do it. After these 2 stars leave, he says, I'm leaving. So the director and the 2 stars of the movie are now gone. And there's rumors bubbling that the studio is thinking about just doing an entire reboot. And Scream fans like me are in a panic. This can't happen. This is just stop making movies. Even though the ending of
take a break. Take a long break if you have to.
Like you had to before, between Scream 4 and Scream 5. Even though Scream 6, the ending of Scream 6 should not be the ending of the franchise. I'd rather that than you go and butcher it. You haven't fucked up a Scream movie. Don't do that now. Except this production company had one more trick up their sleeve. Because all of a sudden, old Neve Campbell, remember Neve Campbell? She wasn't in the last movie, so she never got killed. And this just shows up on her Instagram. Untitled Scream 7. And Neve Campbell announces that she's back. Neve Campbell is back for Scream 7. And when you look at the cover of this script, it says directed by, because remember I told you they lost their director? It says directed by Kevin Williamson. Kevin Williamson is the original writer of Scream 1, 2, and 4, and the guy that like Scream super fans look at as the ultimate creative authority on the Scream franchise. Now, there are a lot of people that are going like, but it's still not written by Kevin Williamson. It's written by the guy who wrote Scream 5 and Scream 6, which is fair. And there are some people that are like, why wouldn't you have Kevin Williamson just write it? Number one, nobody got time for that. You know, what's he going to go write a whole nother movie now? It's like, come on, we got to get this show on the road.
Maybe they had the script already set up before they got him on board.
That's what I'm sure they did. I'm sure it was already written. And the fact that this guy wrote Scream 5 and Scream 6, I am totally fine with him writing again. And the fact that Kevin Williamson is the director, like ultimately, he's the one that's going to be on set going like, yeah, we're not doing that. I know it says this, but we're not doing that. We're doing this.
It's dumb as fuck.
This is stupid. This is stupid. Yeah. Why aren't you doing this scene? Because it's dumb. I wrote another one. You're not the writer. I don't care. I'm the director. So I'm not worried about it. But there is, you know, it's interesting. There is some controversy. People are wondering, you know, should Neve Campbell have supported the girls, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, and not taken this movie? But I'm over here going like, oh, really? Because what did those girls do when Neve Campbell didn't get her bag? They did that movie. They got theirs. You can't get mad at people for taking checks, okay?
So who's saying that? That's such a stupid thing.
Well, like, people are emotional. You got to take you got to take the check. And there's also, you know, it's exactly, you know what it is very similar to, Hot Dog? It's exactly the same thing as when WWE like changed what they were doing for, like, it seemed like they were going to go with The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, and people were like, what? And then they were like, okay, we're not doing this, and started telling this whole new story. But there was still a segment of fans going like, yeah, but this is a pivot. I don't like it. Like there are Scream fans that are now going like, yeah, but this wasn't the plan. And I don't, this is just a last ditch effort. And I'm like,
yes, you're right.
Yeah. It's almost
and
like
it could also be lit.
Right. Like you kind of are getting what you want. Like, it's not the way you wanted to get there, but you're kind of getting what you want because realistically, here's what you do. Settle all this Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barrera stuff. Because again, we're looking at Scream 8 right now. We can get to 10 easy, okay? Check this out, Hot Dog. Scream 7 can now theoretically happen at the exact same time as Scream 6 because Neve Campbell wasn't in the movie. So you can say that the whole time this was going on in New York City during Scream 6, in Woodsboro, this other thing was happening. So you don't use any of the people from Scream 6 in Scream 7. That explains why those two main characters aren't in the movie. And then you have, Neve Campbell going like, well, over here, this is what was happening. Then we can merge these two timelines in Scream 8. And
Gotta get Jenna Ortega back.
You got to get Jenna Ortega back. You got to get Melissa Barrera back. Because in Scream 8, the question is, who's Ghostface? Is it Melissa Barrera or is it Neve Campbell? And we tell the whole movie going like, it's got to be one of these two people. It's either the OG final girl or the new final girl, but one of them is Ghostface. And we spend the whole movie telling a story where you got to figure out who it is. And then the big reveal comes and it actually is one of them. No dusty finishes where it's like, oh, it was me the whole time. Like, no, it's one of them. And then we can go with my idea at Scream 9, where we do it from Ghostface's perspective. I would put it on Melissa Barrera personally, but that's what I would do. I would have in Scream 8, the whole thing is one of these two is now Ghostface, and none of their friends know who it is.
I pray to God.
Go ahead.
That none of these writers are ever caught in a seat next to you at a plane, because it would be,
Bro,
they would be in trouble.
Bro, did you ever think about what if it was one of the two final girls? They'd be like, what are you talking about? Oh, well, now that you've asked.
And it's like a New York to LA flight.
Yeah.
You got all the time in the world.
And by the time like we're literally in California and I finally go, so what do you think? Sam, we want to hire you. Is $1 million sound fair? I'll talk to my people.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it sounds plausible.
I can fantasy book wrestling. I can't fantasy book Scream movies.
No, it sounds plausible. All you need to do is get the writers, not the writers, get the actresses back on board. Apologize to Melissa.
Gotta apologize to Melissa, and you gotta give her the bag.
Give her the bag. Yeah, it's very plausible.
People,
entirely possible.
People act like they want apologies. You cut a check. I mean, Neve Campbell was very insulted a couple years ago. Very insulted. You know what made everything better? Cut a check.
Money.
Yeah, just cut a check, bro. You tell me.
Money, please.
Yeah. Hey, Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega. You hear about these checks? You want some?
They're just handing it out over here, but you got to come on set.
You got to come on set.
Money's on set.
Money's here. The money's here. You could come pick it up, but the money's here.
Cash.
Yeah. Before we get to the super chats, you want to contribute to the show tonight? You want to get involved? Super chat in. Every super chat will get read.
Or if you want to smash that like button.
Oh, smash the like button already. We love the like button. Smash the like button.
We were off for a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden, you forgot how to click a button.
Y'all don't like anymore? Oh, y'all don't like us?
You ain't got no love for the like button?
Yeah. Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this movie. This thing looks incredible. It's basically like shot like a found footage movie where it's like a 1970s late night show. And they do like some kind of like demonic possession on the show as a ratings stunt. But then they actually get possessed by the devil. And you watch this television show take place over the time. I can't wait to see it. The trailer looks amazing. I haven't seen it yet because right now it's out in limited release. I got all excited because the logo for Shudder came on at the beginning of it. And I go, oh, I can watch this on Shudder. And they said, well, you will be able to watch it on Shudder. Shudder is trying to step up their game. You know, Shudder is my horror streaming service. Yeah. They're trying to step up their game. They're doing the Netflix thing where they like put it out in theaters for a little bit first. Then it comes to Shudder. So I think it's coming to the streaming service like next month. But right now it's in theaters. And yeah, I very much want to see this thing. Very much. It looks really creepy. And that's the dude from the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Like the crazy crazy dude. I think he dressed up as Batman in one of them, right? Like he ripped the mask off.
Right. He was one of Joker's goons.
Yes. He's got those crazy eyeballs. Yeah. It looks really good. There's a bunch of trailers out for it. I would recommend it. It's my recommendation.
Real quick.
Please.
30 seconds. I watched what was it, Hereditary over the weekend.
Hereditary
the A20
fucking rules.
Okay, I was gonna ask what your thoughts, because
Oh
A24.
my God.
I immediately thought about you. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Hereditary is one of the greats. Hereditary is so good. You liked it?
I liked it a lot. I was not expecting that car ride with what happened to the girl.
That's what I love, though. That's what I love in my horror movies, is that we're gonna go all the way there and we're not stopping after this. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna get so bad. So sorry, like if you don't like this, it's gonna keep getting like it's gonna be, and it's gonna stay bad. By the way, it's not getting
and that
better.
kid and the son just leaving it there for the mom to find out. Those visceral screams. It was crazy. It's
a wild one.
It's nuts.
Yeah, that's an Ari Aster. Ari Aster wrote and directed that. He did Hereditary. This is why I love this guy. He did Hereditary, and then he did Midsummer right after that. And you know how I feel about Midsummer.
I'll watch that next.
It's very different. It's extremely different, but it's literally one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so freaking good.
Okay.
And then he did Beau is Afraid most recently, but I have not seen Beau is Afraid yet. But it's a departure. So, but I can tell you right now, Midsummer and Hereditary. You see Barbarian?
No.
Come on, bro. You know how I feel about Barbarian. That's my movie.
I know.
When people are like,
I gotta get. I'm not a horror movie guy, so I gotta get through them slowly.
Like the way you felt about Scream, you would have said, "Yeah, I saw Scream. It was good, but you could just watch Barbarian." You know, that's how. That's how I rank movies. Like if a movie's okay, I go, "Yeah, it was fine, but you can just watch Barbarian."
Just watch it again.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to these super chats. You want to super chat in, contribute to the show. Every super chat will get acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. We go to Nick. From a 1 to 10, how familiar are you? How familiar are you with the Dabbleverse? Probably about 6.5. Probably about a 6.5, I would say. How about you, Hot Dog?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so you're 0. I'm probably about 6.5. Let's see. I saw a bunch come in. Just scrolling through now because I want to give you your love on the screen. Okay, this is just immature. The ghost replaced the D with a G in Hot Dog in Deo. You know, that's the Beetlejuice song. Deo. But you know what he's saying. It's very immature.
So nice.
Very immature. Philip Martinez writes in, I thought Hot Dog's biological father was dead, but on the Christmas show it was revealed the stepbrother's dad is his dad. Did I miss the explanation somewhere? Well,
I mentioned that on the Christmas show. I don't remember mentioning that.
Yeah, because I think you told them, which you've told me, and I think you've told us before, that you were in a cab ride with your biological father, and you guys didn't speak.
Yes.
First of all, none of Hot Dog's dads are dead.
They're all alive.
Yes, everyone's alive, but the man who raised Hot Dog as his son, who Hot Dog thought was his birth father, is quadriplegic now, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. And then the man who is Hot Dog's biological father very clearly, but his mother will not admit it.
Nor will I.
Nor will Hot Dog, drove him on a 3-hour cab ride through the Dominican Republic, and neither one of them acknowledged what everybody knew. Correct.
It was great though. It was super cheap. I didn't just get him. I paid him $20 and a tall boy.
Okay. He drank.
That's a great deal for 3 hours.
Did you pay in advance?
We had to make a stop for the beer. Yeah.
So you let him drink the beer while he drove you.
It's what they. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
If I die on vacation, I die on vacation.
At least you'll be relaxed, right?
Yeah.
Bad guy Rob. Damn, hot dog sucks. I told you they're even super chatting it. Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, no, I don't agree. I disagree. Adrian Poole, did you hear about the upcoming Faculty remake? No, I did not hear about that, but I'm very, very interested in seeing a remake of the movie The Faculty. Hot dog, that was before your time. You're way too young and hip to have any time.
I wouldn't get it.
B-Herb76, no franchise breakdowns, but I want Hot Dog to do a show where he ranks all the Bond girls. Can you give us a preview, of maybe top 3, top 4?
Top 3. I'll put not in no order. I'll put Pussy Galore in just because of her name.
You like that?
It's a great name for a Bond girl.
You think I'd watch Bond and be like, I saw this in Austin Powers. This isn't funny.
Yeah,
I'd see Pussy Galore. I'd see Pussy Galore, and I'd be like, big deal. I know a lot of vagina.
You would say that, and either way, it's not the same. It's a comedy versus playing it straight.
All right. Well, you just said about scary movies, so go ahead. It's literally exactly the same. It's a parody, but go ahead.
I know. All right,
go ahead. But go ahead.
Christmas Jones, just because of they named her Christmas just so they can make the punchline at the end of the movie, which is they're having sex, and James Bond goes, "I didn't know Christmas came." No. He said, "I thought Christmas only came once a year."
That's fun,
and because she came twice, and then
he made her do that twice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then West Berlin. No
Halle Berry
with that. No, maybe like top 10. No, okay. I'll give her top 5 just because it's Halle Berry. But
I like Elizabeth Hurley. She's my favorite Bond girl. She played Austin Powers' girlfriend.
Again, one of them is like comedy and the other one is playing it straight. And what I was saying about Scary Movie I wasn't trying to use Scary Movie as an example. I was trying to use the other movies that came after it that were not scary movies as an example.
That were not scary movies?
That they weren't all campy parodies. Like kind of,
Yeah.
You're arguing in bad faith.
No, I totally came across. You're pretty good at this. Not Sam Lehman. I thought Beetlejuice was exclusively a cartoon until I was like 15. Great show. Well, that's a Lehman. That doesn't strike me as strange coming from not Sam Lehman. But yeah, I mean, people love the Beetlejuice cartoon. PHW, OFL. Hey, not Sam. I'm so glad you put the clip of the Bobby Kelly fall over at the gym. I would have thought that Sirius would have put it on. Why didn't they? Sirius didn't have the video footage. That was filmed in the Not Sam studio. So that was why we were able to get the video out and have it looking so great. It's actually pretty easy. All right. I think, here we go. There we go. I don't know what that means, Nick, but I appreciate the super chat. Wiedenhoff. I wasn't going to be honest this week, but after all of Hot Dog's dumb takes tonight, I have to point out how much weight he's gaining. It's disgusting. I have actually not noticed you gaining weight, Hot Dog.
I've lost weight. Actually, I have my weight here tells me how much I weigh every single week. And
your weight?
Actually lost.
Your weight tells you how much you weigh?
Yeah, it's like a smart scale.
Oh, it's called weight?
Yeah, okay. I fixed it. Oh. My scale told me has been telling me that I've lost 6 pounds. So
hey! You can no, I would. I mean, I make fun of you for everything else. If I noticed you were gaining weight, I would probably just make light of it all the time.
Blurt it out.
Yeah, I absolutely would. So you got that going for you. That's good news, huh?
That's something.
Yeah, it's something. Ultimately, it's something. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We're gonna not.
We got another one.
Oh,
we got 2 more.
Oh, do we? Oh, yeah. Poodlerific. I'm looking forward to the Omen series breakdown. I will do the Omen. I would do the Omen. Omen's good. Gabriel says, when does the next season of Annoying Eater come out? Oh, it's about a quarter to never. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that again.
That's also never.
Yep, that's right. All right. Appreciate you guys. As I told you, we're not going to go over an hour anymore, so we're done with that. And we'll see you next time. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you leave comments. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, you got 5 styluses. You might as well use them.
Oh my
I'll
God,
cheers
I
with
knew
you
something was
later.
off.
Yeah, I'll cheers with you later.